Can you talk about the push-pull that takes place before that transformation might come? Because essentially CalPERS is making money off of investments when companies may not yet be where you'd like them to be on climate solutions. So how do you have that conversation with people who have CalPERS as their pension plan, who say, look, I have moral objections to this. I have real concerns about this. You were talking earlier about some of those first responders who are fighting those very fires that climate change is fanning the flames of.
Yeah, those firefighters, those first responders, they're CalPERS members. So the issue, when I think about doing investment like a firefighter, the first advice you get from the fire service is protection. You need readiness, you need protection, you need to put resilience in place. And if you think about that from a portfolio, from an investment point of view, it means you look at the risks that your investments are exposed to and think about how can you either mitigate or manage those risks and make sure that you're being rewarded for taking them. That really is just the day job of an investor. It's finding rewards for risk taking. There are various ways of thinking about risk premium and what they bring. But if we're running risks that aren't being recognized, measured, understood, and then mitigated, we're in serious trouble with our fiduciary duty. We have to be able to sustainably pay pensions for 2 million people over the very long term and generate cash in the short term. We have to pay out about $25 billion a year in cash to current pensions and grow the fund at 6.8% over the very long term. So this is not an easy job at all, not for the faint-hearted. But in the midst of that, our understanding of risk and the opportunity is going to be at the heart of it all. So on climate change, this question of do you walk away from the problem or do you tackle it at source? That's the dilemma. That's the question. So for CalPERS, with our size and our scale, our view is that in partnership with other investors, in order to make our portfolio resilient, we need to be part of driving the transition in the real economy, not just, greenwashing our own portfolio. That has been a concern that's been out there in the market is, are investors just doing things to make themselves look marvelous, or are they really getting down and dirty and rolling their sleeves up and working with companies to make sure that there's transition in place, which means the right board of directors, the right strategy, the right financial reporting, and the right plans to make sure that the impact on the workforce and the community has been taken into account as well. The just transition, as it's known.